All right, back for another mountain adventure out here. This week we're gonna do, instead of going down to the Sangre Range for some 14ers, I'm getting kind of burnt out of driving down there. This week I plan on doing the Longs Grand Slam, they call it. So 4 peaks. We're gonna go up the loft route, and I'll show you that when I go back. I started super early. It's pretty dark, so we're already up at like 13,000 feet up the Loft Couloir here. So we're gonna go up the loft route. We're gonna hit Meeker. We're gonna go on the backside of Longs Peak, on the backside of the Notch, if you're familiar, and then meet up with the home stretch on the standard keyhole route, go up to Longs Peak, and then down the keyhole route to the keyhole, and then we'll hit Storm Peak in Mount Lady, Washington, and go down the keyhole route back to the trailhead. So that's the plan today. We'll see how far we make it. I don't know. Hopefully we get all 4, but at least hopefully getting Meeker and Longs Peak at a very minimum. So we'll do that. It's just about sunrise here, just after 6 o'clock, about 5 miles in, 3,200 vertical feet. It's going to be a long day, but the weather's supposed to hold up, so hopefully it does. Sun's starting to come up. Could be a nice one. All right, working our way up to Meeker through the Loft Couloir. We started way down there at the trailhead. You can't see it, but it comes through the trees, and then it comes up to there, which is the Chasm Junction, and then from there we hike to Chasm Lake, which is just behind this rock here called the Ship's Prow, and we've been climbing up this steep slope all the way up. Earlier this year in June, I did the Iron Gates route. If I can get it to focus. The Iron Gates route comes up this way and goes through those 2 pillars right there. Those are the Iron Gates. And then up to the top along the ridge, we have, until the loft, the flat area up there, we have this much to scramble. Some class 3 scrambling through there. And just before that wet spot on the rock, it goes left up a little ramp and then circles back around. So that's where we're going. All right, made it up to Mount Meeker. It is so windy and so cold. I'm down here hiding behind the ridge, but there's the loft right there. So we came up that, where that snow starts, we came up there. Our route takes us around the backside and then kind of traverses up and down into the home stretch over there, and then up to Longs. It freaking snowed last night. There are a couple sketchy sections right through here. I don't know if it looks like that over there. I might not go up to Longs. I don't see anyone on the top, so I wonder if it's snowy over there. Kind of sketchy. I think I can get down for sure. Just gotta watch my steps, keep my handholds right. But we'll head back down to the loft, check it out. If it doesn't work out, then it didn't work out. Surprised to see that much ice and snow on these rocks today. But it is cold, man. It is cold. There's the summit of Meeker. I just went up there real quick and snapped a few pics. Down there, the Chasm Junction. Followed that all the way down, and then up this couloir. Keep trucking along. serious route finding, and I'm trying to see. I see a couple people out there, but with the snow, I want to make sure people are going up the keyhole route so it's passable, because I don't want to get stuck on a steep snow pitch on the way down. But it looks like I can see a couple people up there, so we may be good. But this the route goes up through here and then back around and kind of climbs up to that shelf. Steep, looking back up. Okay, working our way up the steep slope called Kiplinger's Couloir. So we're going to follow around this ridge here, and then the notch that you can see from the northeast side of Longs is right there. We're going to go across on top of that shelf there, and then it's over the home stretch. It's over the home stretch right there, straight up to Longs. Up there, so I think I'll be okay. Alright, so I'm behind the notch. This is really cool. This is a huge notch you can see from Longs' northeast side. It's visible even from the front range. You can see this notch. It's massive. Really cool. So our route, we're going to go over this way, keep following that, and then loop around and climb up some steep slabs of rock there along the peak. Alright, worked up a little bit further. We're just climbing these rocks. There's a couple people right there. We're going to climb straight up that and then loop around, and then that meets up with the home stretch there. So that's where we're going. This is freaking majestic. Look at this. The notch is right through there. We came up this way, we climbed up this way. It's a little snowy right there, it's kind of sketchy. But we came down through there. Kind of climbed up the class 4 section there, class 4 pitch. And then you can see the corner of the loft right there. And then Mount Meeker's over there. That's where we just were. If you come down here, this is the Wild Basin area of Rocky Mountain National Park. So, Copley Mountain I've been up, Isolation Peak, Mount Alice, Pagoda, Chief's Head, McHenry's, I still have to do that one. There's one over there, Ogallala. That's the only 13er I've left over in this area. I explored this area pretty extensively last year during COVID. Pretty clear, super windy. I'm hoping I can still get down the P-board route. We'll see. Alright, this is the final pitch. The home stretch up to Lawrence Peak. We're almost there. So we met up with this route. Pops out down there. There's a down there. That's the way we'll go down. And then around the other side. My second time up here, a different route this time, which was awesome. An incredible climb. It's gonna be great looking back at these videos and photos. So I walked. Longs Peak is huge. It's probably a couple hundred yards long. So I'm on the north side, the far north side, because you can kind of see my route from here. So we're gonna go down the keyhole route. I talked to a couple people up here. They said the keyhole route's good to go. So we're good to go down the keyhole route. So we'll get down past the keyhole route, which you can't see. This right here is the infamous boulder field that you may have heard about. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down the keyhole route. We're going to climb up to Storm Peak, which is right there. I've been up there before. Actually in February I was up there. It's pretty snowy. So we'll do that, and then we'll climb down across the boulder field, and maybe head up to Mount Lady Washington. We'll see how we feel when we get down there, of course. But if we do that, then we'll hike down the east slope back to the trail. So you can see the Chasm Junction right down there. That's where we split off to come to the Lough Couloir. Do a little walk across the summit here. This is huge. So we'll back up and do it. All right, so we'll walk you along the Longs Peak summit. Like I said before, this place is massive. The true summit's right up there. But this whole thing, this whole flat area is the summit. Pretty crazy. We're walking over towards the top of the east face, the diamond face that you can see from Fort Collins, Loveland. It's really quite amazing looking at it from a distance. Up here. It's a little snowy on the home stretch too. We'll have to be careful going down. So down there's the Chasm Junction. We walked across here, just below Chasm Lake there, which Chasm Lake's right there. And then on the back side, this little ridge here is the ship's prow. On the back side of that is the Lough Couloir, which you come up. So we were just over there, then we climbed up to Mount Meeker, then back down and around this way, along the Clarksdale route. So this is the far south side of the longest summit up here. And then the notch is right down there. So we were right behind that earlier. All right, so descending the Keyhole route. This is looking down towards the home stretch. So it goes all the way down. There's some people down there. And it curves back right to the Narrows. So we'll take another video there at the Narrows. Give you a good description of the route. But we came from down there over that way. So we'll make the full loop today. Alright, so we're coming up on the Narrows. So there's this up here, there's a couple people to the home stretch, straight up there and then to the left. Alright, working our way down the trough. So the exit point's all the way down there below that rock. So we'll keep switch back and back here through this pretty stable talus. And then there's where we came from. Up through there, and then past that is the Narrows. Some steep climbing, but not too bad, just a little. This is the Glacier Gorge Basin. Mills Lake, Black Lake's down there, Blue Lake and Green Lake. Super windy through this couloir. But we'll keep working our way down. Okay, made it all the way down the trough. We were all the way up there in that corner. So we worked our way down over some steep loose rock. And now our route's gonna take us to the ledges. So the ledges goes across here and then across that narrow little spot there. And then the keyhole route, or the keyhole's back behind this little cliff here. So we'll climb up that and then kind of around that. And then we should be there. You can see some people over there on the route, actually. Right there. So that's the way we're going. We're almost back to the keyhole. We're almost back, or at the end of the technical section here. And then we'll see how we're feeling. My legs are getting really tired after this, but we'll see how we're feeling. Maybe go to Storm Peak after this. Take it from there. Awesome views out here still. Weather's holding up. Last time I was here, it was raining on my way down, which didn't make it fun, and then it started hailing in the boulder field. So this is much more pleasant. This walk through here is pretty sweet. Going through the ledges. Gets a little exposure up here, a little further up. There's just some massive towers ahead over me. That's the route we came from. I always thought this was so odd, but there's a little hut right by the keyhole, I think for lightning protection, made of rock. It's really cool. You peer out here, Storm Peak's over there. So what we can do is kind of traverse this way up the Storm and then go straight down the slope over there to Mount Lady Washington up on the that point there, and then down the other side. But the standard route goes through the boulder field. This is the boulder field that we showed you up at the top on the north side of Longs Peak Summit. So it comes right through here, and then it goes around Mount Lady Washington back to the trailhead. And then right up here, sitting right under the keyhole, we'll get a better video of it when we're down in the boulder field, but the wind's crazy through there. It's a large wind tunnel. We're finally down, finally a little bit warmer. But we'll keep trucking along, probably get a snack here and then keep going. It's only, let's see if I get my time, 10:22 in the morning, so we still got time. The weather's looking awesome. All right, traverse the ridge over to Storm Peak. This right here, that's Longs Peak. I just videoed up there when you saw Storm Peak from the top. I was just standing right up there. There's the diamond east face of Longs Peak there. Mount Meeker's way over there. So we behind this the ship's prow right there. We went in that couloir behind it, climbed up, went to Meeker on the back side of Longs, and then up to the top, and then descended the keyhole route back to the keyhole. So we just took this whole ridge over. It was pretty spicy in a couple places, so I dropped down. I didn't stay on the ridge the entire time. that's the next obstacle right there. Pretty easy climb. It's just like 400 feet or so to the top, and then back down the other side. Great views of Rocky Mountain National Park. So we'll head down here in a second. Let's see what the time is. 10:55, and the weather's holding up real nice. So I think we'll go for Mount Lady Washington and start descending from here. So up there, that's the keyhole. Right there, that's where we were standing earlier. And then we just traversed this ridge to Storm Peak there, 13,200 some feet, I think. And I just went straight down to the boulder field here. There's a Longs Peak, cables routes up there. I'll probably have to do that next year or something. Diamond Face there, and then if you peer over here, Mount Lady Washington is just behind that peak. So we'll probably just go straight up that thing. 11:17. Once you get to the top, it's about 4 miles back to the trailhead. So we'll see where we're at there, but definitely a killer day out here for sure. Almost up. Almost to Mount Lady Washington. Actually, a pretty good scramble today. I'll tell you what, my legs are done. Whew. Whew. My legs are shot. At least it's all downhill once we get up here. Made it to our last stop of the day, the complete Grand Slam and the complete 360 tour of Longs Peak. We're about 13,300 feet on Mount Lady Washington. To give you a perspective of our route, the full 360, we came down this way and we went up the Lough Couloir, which is right behind this ship's prow there, and in the loft you can see that flat area right there. We went up to Mount Meeker, back down on the back side of Longs Peak, and then down climbed a little bit, up climbed some more. You saw that video before of the notch, so I was just on the other side of that notch. Then we met up with the home stretch and then straight up to the top. We walked all the way over here to video down the boulder field. And then all the way back to video over here, and then we went straight down the keyhole route back to the keyhole, which is right over there. There it is, right there. And then we traversed up to Storm Peak, which is right there. So we traversed that ridge and then back down to the boulder field and then up to Mount Lady Washington. We got spectacular views of the Diamond Face from this mountain. This is my 4th time up Mount Lady Washington, third time up Mount Meeker, second time up Longs Peak, and then second time up Storm Peak as well. So this is a very familiar area to me. But that little loop was incredible, to tell you the truth. I've been wanting to do that since I started, since I read about that 4 years ago. Really rewarding that I can do it, especially solo. So from here, we're gonna go straight down the ridge here, down Mount Lady Washington's East Ridge. You can kind of see the trail down there. So we'll go down there. So probably about 4.5 miles left, probably. Gonna be a long day. I think it's see what time it is, 11:54. And my legs are shot. We've gone about 10 miles and 6,300 vertical feet so far, and it's been up and down and up and down. It's been absolutely incredible today. All right, last video before we head down to the trailhead. So we're back down at the Chasm Junction. It's right there where those people are. We went this morning, followed to the Chasm Lake, followed the Chasm Lake Trail to that meadow there, and we went straight up that Lough Couloir there towards the top. There's a class 3 scramble, and there's a little ramp there that you have to go across like that. And then we went up to Mount Meeker, and then back down to the Lough. Like we said before, back around, down climb, up climb, and around on the backside of the notch, and then hit the home stretch to the summit of Longs Peak. Then we headed down that way to the boulder field, did Storm Peak, and then this is Mount Lady Washington there. So we just went straight down that slope there. It was super steep. My quads were barking the whole time. But yeah, it's been an awesome day so far. Weather's really holding up. And then we'll head down to the trailhead, which is down that way. So 1:06 p.m. now. Been out here 9.5 hours, 10.5 miles, and 6,200 feet of vertical gain. So it's been a hell of a day. All right, I'll do a little follow-up in the car. I booked it back from the Chasm Junction, about 3.5 miles, and little under an hour. So I was booking it back. Didn't take any videos, but overall, this is honestly one of the coolest little loop traverses that I've done ever. Like I said before in the previous video on Mount Lady Washington, this is one I've wanted to do for about 4 years. Ever since I kind of got into this, and now I finally feel like I'm able to do some of this really long, strenuous, awesome mountain summit traverses. So today was an awesome day. We'll look at the stats, but the whole route, it was like 13.5 miles and 6,200 vertical feet. So a little less mileage than I usually do for the last few 14ers, but way considerably more elevation gain, and over 4 peaks that was just continually up and down and up and down. And I think that's one reason I feel like my legs are just completely shot. I don't get this kind of a workout very often, even though the workouts I get in the mountains are pretty intense. So yeah, I think I was getting a little burnt out driving all the way down to the Sangre Range. 9 hours of driving on the weekend, and haven't done Longs Peak in a couple years, and it's literally an hour away from my apartment. So this one made sense, and I wanted to see if I could use another really cool traverse that I haven't done yet. So this one ended up being super awesome. Weather held up. Fantastic day out in the mountains, but I am dead. I'm absolutely dead. I'm gonna go eat a bunch of food and then probably go to bed, if we're being honest. So another good week. Next week I'm taking off work early on Wednesday, and I'm gonna go drive down to the southwest part of Colorado to get some 14er peaks down there. So I don't have a set plan yet. I was gonna do a backpacking trip, but that kind of
that kind of pittered out. So I might do something else, but either way, we're gonna get some 14er peaks down there and keep adding to our list. So if you watched this far, again, thanks for watching. I'm really getting a lot out of these videos. I think they really show some great footage of the route and give me a memory and good perspective of what I did. So I'll keep making videos, but this one was another great one. Hopefully next week we'll get a few, and then we'll make some more videos. So we'll see you then.